Section 5 of Chapter 32 is about charging by contact and friction. So there's a few different ways that we can make an object have a charge, or we can create a charge in an object, or transfer a charge to an object. And it all has to do with the movement of electrons. So one of those ways is through friction. So electrons can be transferred, and thus a charge is going to be created through friction. In other words, from rubbing something back and forth. So just a couple examples. If you drag your feet across the carpet, the friction of your feet on the carpet is going to transfer electrons from the carpet to your feet. Some of you, especially on a dry day, like in the winter, if you've run a comb through your hair, you might notice that it gets a little staticky. It's becoming charged. Try this one if you've never seen this. At night, when you get into bed, underneath the sheets, and again this works better if it's dry, rub your hair against the sheets, and you may see some sparks, okay, because there's some charging going on there. So this little cartoon just kind of illustrating that idea. We've got the guy and the gal sitting in the front seat. See that there's some attraction between them, and as she slides across the seat and he slides a little bit closer, there is some friction that is causing them both to become charged, and you can see that the result is some electricity. Besides friction, objects can be charged through contact. So by simply touching a charged object to a neutral object, we can transfer that charge to it. And then, if it is a conductor, that charge will spread out through the object. Here's an illustration of that last point of charging by contact. So what we see here, we have a rod that has a negative charge, as indicated by all these little negative signs around it. Now, how that rod got its charge was probably through friction. So by rubbing the rod with some rabbit fur, we could put a negative charge on that rod. And then when that rod touches this metal sphere, and the book is going to use some diagrams, and these stands that those spheres are sitting on are insulators, which just means that no charge can flow from the sphere to the table, or whatever it is that they're sitting on. So, let's back up. We have negatively charged rod, probably charged through friction. It is touching this conducting sphere, and so that charge is being transferred to the sphere, and since the sphere is a conductor, we see that afterwards those charges, because it's a conductor, those charges can move freely through the sphere, and so those charges are going to spread out. Why do they spread out? Well, because like charges repel.